T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Own it, own it, own it, Kong. I own it. It did.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Hey, everybody. I am Katrina. Happy Thursday. We are a little delayed, but we are back with another recap show of NXT. Again, I am Katrina, one of the hosts and writers of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. And I am not alone. I have with me my twin over there, Shayna, my lovely co-host. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm just having a battle with technology today, and I'm losing.
Listen. If Windows is always with the shenanigans, and so I totally understand. Hey. hey. Thank you for popping in as always. But yeah, we're excited. It was a solid episode, even with some of the shenanigans that was happening. What was your overall thoughts of NXT before we get into it?
I really liked this episode. I thought that it was a lot going on, and it was some really good matches as well. So I really did enjoy this episode for sure.
Okay, so I agree. I thought it was pretty solid, even though there were some shenanigans. So we're gonna start off with right away with one of the people who just can't seem to get himself together, okay, with the shenanigans. But this matchup, very first matchup, was Tyler Bate versus Grayson Waller. And so this was actually a really solid match, considering Grayson really did irk my soul. He walked in super arrogant, super arrogant into this matchup, really cocky. And, there were some moments that I actually liked in this matchup, such as I think there was a moment where Tyler ducked the cutter, which I thought was really solid, and then flipped up the ropes into a clothesline, which I was like, okay, all right. That was actually really done really well. And then there was also Tyler, I think, did an airplane spin slam. But then Grayson kind of did a upper prettier, I'm guessing that's what it's called, the runner. I'm hope I'm getting that name right for his move. But this was a really good match. I feel like Tyler Bate is somebody who's actually like super athletic, and I don't even know if he gets the amount of credit that he needs to get. Hey Wilson, I feel like Tyler doesn't get sometimes the credit he should get, because I think he's absolutely like phenomenal in the ring. But Grayson being Grayson, I did like that. I guess he was trying to do a sweet chin, which I was like, first of all, this is my let's not do that, Grayson, because I don't appreciate you talking smack, and then you want to use his moves. But Tyler wind up doing a super kick, and he wind up beating Grayson with a pen. And so afterwards, Grayson decided to start once again with Shawn Michaels, and had to be escorted out of the building. But my point is, I guess I'm gonna get to my rants and everything after because I do have one. But what was your thought? I thought, again, solid open though for NXT. What were your thoughts about this matchup?
No, it was really. I thought it was a great opener. I can't hate a Tyler Bate match. Like, it's very, very not common. I can't even think of a time when I was like, man, that Tyler Bate match was not good. I just can't think of it, you know? So I wasn't expecting anything bad out of Tyler. He can bring good matches out of a broom. But Grayson did hold his own. I did like the unprettier, the role, all that stuff, the theatrics. But I'm glad that Tyler won because Grayson needs to be put in his place. I am tired. I'm tired. And then I felt so bad for the ref because literally, like, after he hit 3, I was like, ref, your day is over. You're having a bad day because this man is not going to let it go. And we literally saw him chase the ref out of the freaking area because he's complaining. It's like, you lost. Done. He is like a Kevin. He's not a Karen. He's a Kevin. He just complains everything. Everyone's against him. Maybe you're just loud. Maybe you're just loud as hell and no one wants to hear it. Maybe that's what's going on, Grayson.
So yeah, that was my thing. He was, see, why we gotta, I feel like he's already starting with the shenanigans today, JD. Yeah, that was my issue. It was like, my guy, you lost. Nobody did nothing to you. You lost. And you would have sit here and do the most, and then you're sitting there arguing with HBK. Like, have you not learned from last week? Have you not learned? Like, I'm just like, so not only are you talking smack, like, all the nonsense you've been talking, and then you messing with HBK talking about he's no longer the Heartbreak Kid, which he will always be. Okay, and then those shenanigans. But then here you starting a whole nother thing. The man trying to do his job, and here you are, like, here. And see, if I was Shawn Michaels, because I don't do shenanigans, me and Grayson gonna have to get a little slappy slap because why are we doing this? And I'm like, Grayson, have you not learned from last week? Did you not hear? Maybe you didn't hear my rant, but I need you to, like, somehow your spirit needs to tell you to check out the show to hear my rant. Stop. Stop it with these shenanigans. I was just like, no, Grayson, like, we got beef now. We got some beef. Why are we doing it? You leave HBK alone. You leave Shawn Michaels alone. Do better. Okay, if you mad, we'll do better. Okay, clearly you're not as good as you think you are, Mr. Arrogant. Do better. Maybe you can win next time. Okay, you act like you was going against somebody who was like mad poor. Tyler can wrestle. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm like, when I tell you once, like, he does, I'm gonna save that clip just to have, just because. So when we do NXT shows, I'm gonna just put that clip of him being super kicked because that is what he would deserve. Okay, I really need him to get it together. It was a great opening, but I'm just like, if you don't leave him alone, leave HBK. You clearly was not the better wrestler. Clearly, Tyler did what he needed to do. He did what needed to be done. As you should, because Grayson's doing too much. But it was a really, really solid opener. I did think that was probably one of the better openings in a bit, honestly. So then we move on till Jacy Jayne, who apparently, I guess, had some stuff to say. And so she comes out and says that, she's Toxic Attraction is done. She's the only star of Toxic Attraction. I'm guessing, even though it's a weird thing to say, I guess, when you're saying the group is done. But she didn't show the footage of, what happened with GiGi and how she seemed to be happy with what happened to GiGi, and that she didn't, GiGi no longer meant anything to her, and that she's gonna focus on her success. My thing, with her was herself calling herself, like she's like HBK2, and I'm like, first of all, once again, why are we doing this? Why is like all up in the episode, but sis, you wish. Like we felt that they were trying to recreate the whole Rockers breakup, but you are not even close to HBK's level. Like we knew who the stars were in the Rockers, and then there's no offense to people who are fans of Marty J. No offense to whoever is a fan of but Shawn Michaels was clearly the star. This is obvious, at least for me, it was. Okay, it was obvious. That's literally why we're wrestling fan now. It was obvious, but for you to now call yourself like woman version of HBK, why? Who told you that? Who put that nonsense in your ear? Who was like, you know what, JC, this is what we got going on. This is for you. Who said this? Who said this? It wasn't me, because I would never call you. Like I'm just like, why? And like I thought I saw something where somebody was like, it's okay to kind of redo the names, but no, you're not him. You beat up somebody and you didn't have the level of type. You didn't know. I'm just no. So she lucky I didn't send her a tweet, because no. Okay. And no, I'm not saying she's not a good wrestler. I didn't say all that. But no, you're not. She's not HBK number 2. Man, please don't no, absolutely not. And so this whole HBC that she is now is just like heartbreak. No, my heart wasn't broken, because like I didn't want Gigi to go through all that, but I wasn't sitting here like, oh my god, I'm so sad. No, I was just agitated. There's no heartbreaking over here. Just no. I was highly upset by that nonsense. I hope this doesn't mean next time she comes with all of a sudden she's wearing like some kind of broken heart gear, because I'm gonna really be annoyed by that. That might sense a couple of tweets. I'm gonna have to go into live. I don't know, but let's hope not. Okay, like no, I was kind of annoyed with that. And then her nonsense about she's the only star. Like, if you want to get real technical of the 3, you was the 3rd one of the group. You can call a spade. Okay? People loved Mandy Rose, and Mandy was the NXT Women's Champion for a long time. And then you have Gigi, who people was already fiending for before she got there. So, JC, I'm just saying, if you want to get real technical, you were the 3rd most important one of the group. So to say you the only star when you're like the 3rd group of the group, no, I'm gonna let you have that, because Paige, really, I mean, I don't know, and I'm talking solely for NXT purposes. Really, Paige, no, we're gonna have to disagree there. But yeah, so I mean, it was a good segment, but nobody asked for all that. Nobody actually call yourself. You're not. You wish. I don't know why to keep messing with Sean or just saying these shenanigans, but no. But what were your thoughts? Because sis is lucky. Okay, might have to write some letters to somebody.
Honestly, I'll be writing them with you, because she really, girl, Gigi's face is already healed through Cetaphil, so you didn't even do nothing. If she would have still had the injury that day, okay, it was gone in 2 days. You didn't do nothing. Gigi's taking a little break, but when she come back, one of those. That's what you're getting, JC, because I'm tired. I'm tired of you. You've been rude for weeks to Gigi, unprovoked. You've been rude, and it's time for you to get your coming ups.
Exactly. Like, and again, everybody who knows I'm not even a fan of Mandy Rose. Not a fan. I've actually said this well 2 times. I'm not a fan. But if you're gonna get technical based off what Toxic Attraction was, you were legit. Yes, but we're not talking about like Sonya, and like we all knew Mandy was one who couldn't really wrestle the group, and we know this. But she got better. She came back and learned a little something, and was champion for a while. Now, was I happy with the championship for it being that long? Absolutely not. I did complain. I did. But if we're talking about the 3 in Toxic Attraction, JC, you're literally the bottom tier. It just let's not get beside yourself and get too big for your britches. Let's not do that. And she was. Okay, like just let's tone that down a bit. Let's knock yourself. Let's go back down. Let's go back down the step. No. But I guess we'll see more, because I'm guessing this is gonna allow Gigi to come back and really give a good promo, or maybe get her, the fans behind her, because she's been gone. So we'll see. So now this leads up with some more women's action with Thea Hail with Chase U versus Tiffany Stratton. And so before the matchup, Duke did talk to Thea. And Thea kind of just said she's gonna fight for Chase U no matter what the Schism did, because the Schism's kind of responsible for this matchup, I guess, happening. And so yeah, this was not, to me, it wasn't really that long. I felt like this was a very easy match for Tiffany, because I felt like the Schism made sure that Thea couldn't really get in the match like she should have been able to get into the match. Like, they kept popping up and doing these type, like, kind of distracting her. uh I think there was the one that appeared like here in the picture, and then you had Ava appear in the crowd, and this did allow Tiffany to do a rolling fireman's carry slam into a moonsault, which I thought was really well done. And Tiffany wound up winning the match. And so my problem, I guess, with this is I'm not really sure what the purpose of being like having a Schism involved when there's, you clearly see Thea as like a work in progress. uh Thea's clearly getting better with her work, but she needs a little bit more time to really get into it. But yeah, it was a really easy win, and so we already know what they're gonna do with Tiffany's. Clearly, like, we see what they're trying to build her up as. At least I feel like, we on the show feel like they're trying to build Tiffany in a certain way, and I think they're doing that well. But at the unfortunate, I feel like it's not really doing other women on the roster any favors because of how this matchup was. And so I really wasn't sure why the Schism felt the need to be all involved in this. And I wish we could have got a little bit more, because clearly, there was some parts that felt that she struggled just a little bit. But Tiffany did win, and I thought this was a solid win for her. But having this rivalry, I guess, with Chishu and the Schism, I guess we'll see what this is going to build by having Thea have the mess up her match, which I don't know what if it's going to really build towards that storyline. But it was okay. What are your thoughts about the matchup?
Yeah, I feel like the match was very short and sweet. Like, I just think it was meant to give Tiffany another win moving forward and kind of like push forward the storyline going on between Thea and Ava. I didn't like because honestly, if it was me, if I see all these people standing around terrorizing someone that I'm close with, I would have ran in the audience and started fighting them. Chase and Duke just standing there staring like, that's a shame. Go in the audience and help. Like, you could have fought. Y'all fought for less. You really have. And I just don't know where this is going with Thea, to be honest. As you said, she is like still kind of like building who she is in NXT. So I'm just interested to see where this goes. Maybe Thea might leave. Maybe this might be a thing where they take Thea from Chase U. I mean, there has been a lot of, I'd say, dissension within the group since Duke joined. So I could see maybe they steal her. Hopefully they don't, force her to wear clown makeup again. Maybe they just let her in for free, just calmly. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, and Tiffany's moonsault, I love it. The PME, as she calls it. I like that. That's cute. It's very cute. Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a solid moonsault. I feel like if they keep it up with her, she could very well be on the main roster soon. So I can see it. And so I don't know. Ava, I'm not sure what's happening, honestly. I don't know if it's because they're still like, if she's injured again, because unfortunately she's been injured a few times, and I feel like she's a bit injury prone. And so I'm not sure of that, or they're waiting to have her, or they're just kind of using her for like a managerial purposes for now. So we'll see if she'll have her debut this year or not. But yeah. Yeah, but see, she did the correct thing, I guess, by making sure she didn't interfere in that, because it had nothing to do with Ava and that. And so I guess, you know, but it's just like, it just seems so random to like her. Like, she's like, there's the one of the group who really don't really do too much. It was just like, I mean, okay, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. And so we had some more action going on with Axiom versus Damon Kemp. And so I thought this was a pretty solid match. I did feel in the beginning Damon did kind of dominate at one point. This match was kind of short. I believe in like maybe about 3 minutes. It was a really, really short match. And there was a moment where Damon kind of caught Axiom and got like a wheelbarrow suplex, and then he also did like a pair of German suplexes and a clothesline, which I thought was really, really well done. But then Axiom was able to come back very quickly. Again, this is a really, really quick matchup. And so Axiom, oops, sorry, too far off. Axiom wind up coming back with his golden ratio and actually got the win from Damon. And so this is unfortunate because I felt like this could have probably been a really solid, like if we got a little bit more time with them, this could have really been a good match. I mean, it was solid for the time, but I felt like we definitely could have got a little bit more from that, in being that it was good for what we got. So what are your thoughts about that matchup?
Yeah, I think what I'm noticing for this specific episode, it was a lot of preserving of those main guys, like with Tyler and with Axiom. Obviously, I don't need to protect Grayson because he already lost. We already know what you can do. But yeah, it was a lot of that. I did love the electric chair German that Damon did. I was like, yes. I was feral. I was like, do it again. Even though I was like, I'm rooting for Axiom, and I'm like, do it again. I don't care. Like, it was so good. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It wasn't super long, but I feel like it said what it needed to say. But I am a little bit disappointed because of Damon. I think he could be a really, really great top heel, and I think that they need to put some wins behind him so people can really take him seriously, because right now he doesn't really have, he has maybe some little wins, but he doesn't have those when it matters wins. You know, obviously he lost to Julius. And then, you know, Axiom now, like, those are wins that could be big for him. Him losing those is very detrimental to him and his growth. So I'm hoping that turns around soon, because the talent is there. And I think he's just he always reminds me of Mojo Jojo. I always say he's just a great villain. He's like, he's great. So yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I feel like if they maybe make it where he can be like a dominant heel, because he can be dominant. That's obvious. I just don't know why they haven't really did that with him yet. But I guess we shall see. You know, we should see, I guess, what they're gonna do with this. But otherwise, for what it was, I was like happy with it. I'm happy with the time it got. Excuse me, not happy at the time, but happy that it was a good match. But I just wish we kind of had more time. I felt like, you know, they kind of slacked with not giving them more time, but I understand also making sure nobody the kind of preserve. Maybe it's leading up to something. So we'll see. And so next, there's unfortunate stuff on my screen. But next up, we have a segment where Bron Breakker happens to be challenged by Jinder Mahal. And so Bron Breakker is kind of talking about the future of the NXT Championship. And here comes raggedy Jinder Mahal, just with that burgundy suit, messing up my time, my night on a Tuesday. Talking about he is going to challenge Bron for the title next week. And so since people can apparently just decide when they're going to challenge people, I'm just like, I mean, I guess, but I was just like, why? You know, why? I know Bron did call Jinder in this the new 3MB, and then Jinder kind of said it was like a cheap pop tactic, blah 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 blah. But I mean, I guess I don't know why I don't know why he felt like, you know, he can challenge somebody. He couldn't get his own promo together, and I'm just like, and he was a former champion. Terrible. But he came up on my screen, just annoying my soul with that raggedy turtleneck, and I was just like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Everybody just decide what they can challenge Bron. Like, I'm gonna challenge somebody because I'm tired of people. This is how this what it works now. You could just say I'm challenging, and you just get a title match. There's no work involved. What did Jinder Mahal do? What did he do? I'm sorry. What did Jinder do that he decides he gets to challenge Bron? What do you do, bro? And then he just sitting there with the turtlenecks. I don't really like turtlenecks. He's sitting there looking all ridiculous, and then you can't even get your own. You know, you can't even get your own thoughts together. So how do you want to challenge me? Like, if I was Bron, because I'm a petty person, I'm gonna be petty. If I was Bron, I'm like, you can't even talk to me correctly, so you get no challenge. Shutting that down right there. Maybe come back when you can figure out what you want to say correctly, and then maybe I'll give you some time. Maybe send me a text. Maybe send me a text. Maybe send me an email that I may not respond to. Maybe that. I don't know. But no, I was just really annoyed by that, because how dare you come talking about what you're going to do, and you can't even get your promo together. I was just annoyed, and I'm just like, this is what happens on Tuesday. Somebody asked for Jinder Mahal, and now this is what we got. Okay? What I'm looking for is Carmelo. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for Carmelo because clearly this is what's happening next. I feel like everybody knows it's going to be Bron versus Carmelo. I feel like this is what we're getting next. And so that's what I was waiting for. But instead, we got Jinder, who I did not ask for. Just ruined my whole night. But what do you think about that segment and those shenanigans?
I think that Jinder needs to take himself right back to the main roster. And honestly, you could take Share with you. That's how over it I am. Take them both. And the audacity of you to come up in here, which I know he might have seen Axiom in the back, seen him with his turtleneck, said, oh, I can rock it. You can't. Stop it. Enough. Because you're pissing me off. You're going to come out here and say that you deserve a title shot because I want to hear the reasons. You don't have any. You don't. And let me talk about this low vibrational NXT crowd as well. Bron Breakker sucks. You have audacity to say it out your mouth? Be serious. No, because this is ridiculous. How does he suck? You know what? This has nothing to do with Bron. This has to do with booking and them having him be champion way too long. And obviously the crowd, they want something new. But what are you going to say he sucks? Because we both know that's not the truth. I was just looking at a clip the other day. Like, the NXT crowd is one of the fakest. Like, they will be on your ass one day, and then tomorrow they like, you suck, we hate you, spitting at your car in the parking lot. I'm sure that's what they do because the parking lot has no order. So I'm sure that's what they do. I am just so sad for Bron because y'all did not have to disrespect him like that. Like, you could, I don't know, I felt uncomfortable for him because they were doing a lot. They were doing a lot the whole night, and I'm only speaking on this. You're right.
I was like, come on. You may not want to be champ. And this is I guess fickle wrestling fans, because wrestling fans complain, and then you get what you complained about, and it's okay, it's too long, okay? Like, y'all are we gonna act like we haven't had a long term. He's been champion for a while, but it's not like he's been in for like 3 years. So they're like, all right, now stop. Did you see his opponents? We're gonna get real technical about this. The only match I was kind of questioning the decision was when he went against Dragunov because of the combining the belts from NXT UK, and I was like, that could have easily been, because technically he lost it out of injury, and not because he lost the belt. It was literally an injury loss, and he had to come back for it to be put into one belt. Okay, and so outside of that, he doesn't suck. So I was just like, stop. And then you mentioned the parking lot. They probably throwing milkshakes and stuff or beers at his cars because everything happens in the parking lot. And what, they could have brought up Scott, but he ain't Scott. Okay, they could have did that. Because Scott did say some shenanigans sometimes, some things that made absolutely no sense. You get the Steiner math. There's a reason that math don't be mathing. Okay, it don't be adding up.
But it did.
Okay, it wasn't always adding up, and it always makes sense. But I'm just like, again, how do you decide? Like, I need him to beat him quickly. So maybe they'll put Jinder Mahal wherever he was, and they dug him up, put him back, close the door, bury it, put some dirt on it. I don't want to see him back in NXT. I don't even want to see him in the main roster, but I really don't want to see him in NXT. I was never impressed by Jinder Mahal. I do not care. And yes, take in this year because, again, with Rare, who took 20 years to make it in the first place to WWE, it's just like that. You did all this making it, and what happened? You took this long journey to get yourself to WWE, and now here we are. Now you're playing the lackey while Jinder Mahal decides he get a championship. He just back there look ridiculous. This is what happened when you want to take a long time to get to WWE. Okay? So I understand. see why are you guys gonna put this negative energy in the air? This is negative energy. Why would you even put that in the universe? Don't do that. Don't do that. Why would you put that type of negativity on Thursday? Why? Why? See, now I'm gonna be upset because I swear if it even looked like it's close to him winning, I'm going on red. Okay, I'm gonna have to send Shawn Michaels a tweet. Stop playing with me, Shawn. Stop playing. And I don't think he's winning. But the point is, don't put that. Let's not do that. Okay, Jinder Mahal should not even be there. He just come and act like he's gonna do something, and now he just get titles. Like I'm about to just decide. I'm about to go to NXT and just appear then and be like, you know what, guys, I want a title shot. It's fine. What's the reason? I don't know. There's no reason. Maybe I'm just annoyed today. You know what? This title shot. Because apparently that's what everybody can do. But yeah, I mean, I guess. So I just hope Bron beats him very quickly. Let it be a squash match. This is the time I'm okay with a squash match. Squash him so I don't have to see him back on my screen. I am tired. I don't want to see his little raggedy turtleneck. Be done. Okay? Take the turtleneck, tighten it up, stop speaking. That's all you need to do. I'm over it. Just over it. I don't understand why, No, I mean for Braun's title in particular, because it seems like his title, everybody can just make a title shot. Everybody does it. So in that case, I'm about to pop up in there too. Roxanne is good. I'm gonna put this. Let me say, you know what, Braun, me and you can go. It's gonna be a man match, and you probably gonna beat me up because you will. But it's fine because everybody else can decide. Okay, everybody else can decide that they want to be a champion and can just challenge you all regular, willy-nilly. So I just need him to beat him up quickly. Let it be opening match like 2 minutes and be done because I'm tired. Nobody asked for this. Okay. Pure shenanigans. And so after all of this, there was a little segment with Josh Briggs and Fallon kind of talking to Brooks Jensen about his date with Kiana James. And then he said he was never kissed by a girl. I was like, oh, I mean, I guess, it's kind of nice, if you think of 90s teenage movie, like, I've never been kissed before. Oh, yay. And so I don't know if they try to imply that that's what's going to happen. But, later on, I guess later tonight, Fallon did tell Brooks to warn him about Kiana, that Zach is Kiana's brother, but he didn't get a kiss after all. And so maybe there'll be some I don't know, something with this relationship, because apparently Fallon just can't mind hers. And so what was your thoughts about that segment?
When keeping it real goes wrong, mind your business, Fallon. I have been so tired of her all week. You want to be with Jensen? Do you want him? Because that's what it feels like at this point. It's like every 2 minutes. Oh, you want to tell him about this? You got in a car and drove to this woman's house. You're that invested. You drove from your job to this woman's house with misinformation at that. You came to the door with misinformation. And then you have Briggs. First of all, Briggs, he makes me sick as well, because you came all the way with her. You didn't ask her to clarify nothing. You came all the way, and then when you found out the truth, oh my God, come on, Fallon. You came with her. You was enabling this foolishness. Now you want to be Fallon. Go out. I just can't. I can't do it. Fallon does. I swear, if next week, if she even speaks any name with Z's, I don't even care. It don't even have to be Zach. Any Z names, I'm done. Because she's already pushed me too far.
It's very fair. I feel like I'm a good friend. I feel like that for most cases, if my friend need me, I'm gonna be there. I'm a ride. But however, you're not gonna be having me looking crazy. So before I get all crazy and ready to like who we fighting, who we riding at dawn for, what are we doing? I have to clarify. Don't have me looking crazy, because now you're embarrassing all of us. Now you're embarrassing the team. You're embarrassing the squad. You can't embarrass us both. You can't do that. So you gotta clarify. So I wasn't on them like, so my guy, you didn't think to ask that before y'all left to make sure there was some evidence to what she said. She does sound like she want him. This is like soap opera stuff. Okay? This is soap opera stuff. But why are you so concerned about who he dating? We all have, we all got situations with people that might be kind of bad. We all had that one person we might have dated that might have been total trash, but you gotta learn that. Sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. And I'm not saying I want him to be hurt. That's not what I mean, but sis is doing too much. Too much. Now you got the squad looking dumb. The whole squad looking dumb now because of a choice, because you just couldn't get your facts straight. So that's all I'm saying is I'm a good friend. I feel like I would really, for most people, I would if I call you a friend. But you're not gonna have me looking crazy. That's the one thing. Don't have me looking crazy. Okay, so I don't understand. I
And
feel
why
like
is she in Black women business during Black History Month?
that's another thing. Okay, this is February. I feel like we got some more weeks to not do shenanigans. Okay, we already get the shortest month of the year. It's already short. Can we at least not have a bunch of shenanigans during it? That's all I'm asking. And here, I was just like, Fallon, if you don't go somewhere, I just need, and then this supposed to be your tag partner. This supposed to be your tag partner. So you're not even trying to make sure you're at least trying to be cordial enough to hold these titles. How did you guys even become champions with these shenanigans? Okay, because I'm just like, oh yay, that's so sweet, Wilson. I hope it all goes, well. Love is great when it's a good person. I hope it all goes well, and I hope you had an awesome Valentine's Day. All of you, because that was on Tuesday. So I hope you all had an awesome Valentine's Day, no matter what it is that you did. But yeah, just pure shenanigans. So I don't know. I just feel like you can't be embarrassing me like this. So she needs to get checked. I don't know, but I feel like one day Kiana's probably gonna have to beat her up, and you know what? That's what you're gonna get. Because why? Why are we doing this? Like, you're gonna be loud and wrong. I hate when people are loud and wrong. Don't be the loud and wrong person, because now I'm looking at you super sideways. Now I'm giving you a side eye. Because now you look ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I don't know. She's doing too much. Doing way too much. But we shall see. I feel like this saga of soap opera drama, because this is clearly soap opera drama. Things you do and you're like, oh my god, no, he's not the one for you. And it's like, maybe in like a month she'd be like, it was always me. And then be like, but this is clearly why you're acting all ugly and stuff. This is why you're acting ugly. I don't know. But let's move on to the NXT North American Championship match between between Wesley and Von Wagner, who again, I don't even know why we had this, but so there was a couple of moments. Like Ron Wagner apparently like repeatedly smacking Wes's head to the announce table, which I was a little annoyed by, because I'm just like, first of all, you're doing a little too much. This was so unnecessary. And then he even threw him out of the ring to the announce table, which was something that happened before previously with them. And so it just this was a situation, I guess, where they was trying to challenge Wesley with Dijak, and then this wound up being this Ron Wagner just kind of enter himself into this. I just felt like this was completely unnecessary. But Wesley did retain as he should have. But I don't know why Ron Wagner thought this was his time. I don't know why he felt this was like, you know what, I'm gonna just pop up in myself and say what, and this is what he needed to lose, because it's just like, why? Again, how do you feel you decide it's your time to interject again, and then you lose again? Then you lost again. So you did all of this to lose again. So he's another person that he needs to pack it up. Pack it up. Go on vacation somewhere. We'll be okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine without seeing you for a little bit, because I'm tired of him. How do you keep coming in and you losing? You keep losing. You haven't learned anything. I mean, what can you do? What can you do? But I'm tired of him. It's just like, stop doing this. Why does everybody just feel like they can just interject and put themselves in matches? I'm telling you, this NXT is just like a free for all. It's like bar brawls that just happens for no reason. It's just like all this stuff is going on. Why? But yeah, it was an alright match, I guess. But nobody asked for this because he just interjected himself in there. And then even after the match, Mr. Stone kind of said something about Ron needing to open up, blah blah blah, but he lost again. So I don't even understand why we had this, but here we are. So what were your thoughts about that matchup?
It's getting ridiculous. If I'm Wesley, I would file a restraining order at this point because it's becoming ridiculous. You just pop out every day like I deserve it because you're 6 feet. Sis, we're in 2023. Everybody's 6 feet these days. You need to be 8 feet for me to care that much. I'm done. Like, I'm just over it. And Dijak, don't you want to heal your finger? You out in the back, all the way in the back, putting people in chokeholds with a finger. Like, get your finger healed first. What is going on? This is crazy. You know what they need to do? Sean, you need to bring back the parking lot brawls. That's what we need to do. All the NXT people are following suit from the chaos in the parking lot. If you get everything sorted in the parking lot, everybody else going to fall in line. I'm just saying we need to bring it back. And it's something, I mean, they bring up the parking lots all the time for NXT. I'm just saying that we should, like, it just feels right. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree. They definitely, everything that's going down in the NXT parking lot, that is clearly what all the shenanigans like to happen. But I am tired of Von Black. I'm just tired. I'm tired of him. He needs to pack it up as well. He needs to go with Jinder because, you know, take him with you too. Take him and go somewhere for a while. I'm just I don't know. I can't. I'm just tired of him. He's keep losing. He keep feeling like he has a no, let it go. You lost. I'm over it. You guys are great. Oh god, you guys are great. So moving on to the next matchup, which was Hank Walker with Drew Gulak versus Charlie Dempsey. And so this was pretty solid. I thought this was a solid matchup. This was you know, Walker did show his little singlet to Drew. But he still needed like wrestling boots, which I'm just like, so how you gonna get a singlet like you Kurt Angle, but then not have a pair of boots? I don't understand. You know, I don't understand how you're gonna act like you was really doing something and then not have wrestling boots. If anything, you know nothing else of wrestling, you gotta have a pair of wrestling boots. I didn't understand that, but I mean, I guess. But yeah, this I felt Hank really tried. He did. He tried to kind of keep up with Charlie, but Charlie is Charlie, and he could not outmatch him. Again, it just I don't understand. I felt like all of this to get his thing, you know, while it's good to have him you know, I guess getting more wrestle like, I just don't really understand what was the point of you know, having him just to kind of lose in this manner. And so Charlie kind of stretched him out. He did believe it was a modified regal stretch, and he even held it on and to the point where like the referees kind of had to intervene. And then he kind of walked out with Drew, which I'm guessing implying that maybe they're going to be working together next, which kind of makes Charlie a heel, I guess, now. And I guess Hank is a face. But I mean, I wasn't understanding the change randomly after all of this supposed training him, and then he couldn't get his. Maybe that's what it was for Drew. Maybe he was like, you know what, you couldn't get your boots together, and this is why. Because how do you not have wrestling boots is beyond me. Like, you're a wrestler. Do better, my guy. Do better. But it was solid again. Charlie did what Charlie did, and he did win the match. So, thoughts on this matchup and the turn of events?
To be honest, when Drew first came to NXT, I wanted him to be with Charlie. I felt like that was a really good fit. So I like how things kind of just landed in that way anyways. But Hank, if they think I'm going to feel sorry for Hank, I am not. Because you started with Charlie first. We all know how it started. Charlie was in the locker room minding his business, and then Hank, with his insecurities, ran over to be like, I know you think I can't wrestle. No, you think you can't wrestle. So you're in my face trying to make yourself feel better. He was minding his business. You know, Charlie don't even speak. He minds his. So I didn't feel bad. I think Charlie got his revenge. Don't walk up to people in the locker room assuming what you think they think. That's ridiculous, Hank. And get some boots.
Yes, I know. I felt like we called him because it was Shayna just said. I felt like that's why I didn't really call him a heel. Like I feel like was it really a heel? Like if you might, it's not like you started with him. You know, that's more. It felt like he just kind of put himself because he was bothered, and I feel like that's not necessarily a heel move. That's why I really didn't call him. I didn't really call him a heel. I guess. I mean, I guess, but I felt like because he kind of interacted after that happened, that's more of a. See, he did all that because clearly he's about to say, look, how do you put on a singlet? Everybody, there's the joke that when you put on, I mean, yeah, but, I mean, I don't know. I feel like,
Practicing himself. Like, you can't. So you walked up on him like you could do something. You can't. You got beat twice. Now what you
I don't know. I feel like, I felt more Tweeta, but, how do you come in with a singlet? Everybody knows that usually, if you're in a singlet, you're supposed to have some skills. Okay, usually. I'm not saying that means those who don't wear one is, but you think about a Kurt Angle, you know? You think like an RVD had like the little singlets that they're gonna wrestle, they're gonna do some stuff, you know? But then you don't even have. I just was like, my guy, you know what? I would have left you too. I would have left you too because how dare you talk about you got no wrestling boots? That's the first thing you should have. You know, like people usually with singlets don't know what they're doing, and so I don't understand. But I mean, I guess Hank maybe he'll get it together. Maybe we'll see. Maybe somebody will give him some help. He can get it together because I didn't understand at all. And so there was a segment at a bar where Pretty Deadly was playing pool with Gallus, and they kept losing apparently, and then having to also pick up the bar tab. And so, see, I just feel like you guys keep putting negative energy in the air. I don't want that image. I didn't want that. Like him wearing a singlet is not gonna magically feel like, you know what, you can win a match. No, I'm gonna still be annoyed. Pack it up, Wagner. Pack it up, singlet or not. Okay, he's not gonna magically become Daniel Bryan all of a sudden. No, I just know. You put that image, and I'm just like, eh. But so Pretty Deadly was trying to earn their NXT Tag Team Championship match, but I don't think it really worked out for them too much. They felt like they kept. So what was your thoughts about that segment?
I thought it was cute. I love Pretty Deadly and I love Gallus as well. So I mean, if they want to have another match, I know it's going to be a banger. So I'm all for it. I didn't think New Day was just gonna ruin Pretty Deadly's life and then just pick up and leave. But here we are.
I mean, it does happen. I guess we'll see. We'll see. But I think it will be a solid matchup whenever they get it. But they making them work. They making Pretty Deadly just been through the ringer. Okay, so this is what they did the press last time. There's a lot of stuff a lot of stuff to be dealing with. And so there was also a segment with Trick Williams kind of taunting Isla Dragunov. Only there was some shenanigans happening, and so this wind up leading up to JD McDonough kind of coming out. He was a bit injured. He got a little eye patch on, like the little Naruto bandage. They always have little bandages everywhere. He had a little bandage on. And, while Dragunov looked like he was about to focus on JD, this allowed Trick to kind of blindside poor Dragunov, I feel like they keep doing him wrong. And I don't really appreciate this. But clearly there's gonna be a thing with them. But otherwise it was a solid segment in my opinion. What were your thoughts? Hey, what's up? How are you? So what were your thoughts of the segment?
Yes, my thoughts. I thought I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because the eye patch. Like, it just looks so funny. He was just like, you have no idea what you've done. I'm gonna put you in the ground. Like, he was really going so hard and he just have the damn patch. I'm sorry. Trick, I don't know if you think that like Carmelo's like himness somehow is transferable to best friends, but it's not. And you think that you're gonna put Dragunov down? It's not happening that way whatsoever. I don't care how well you talk. He was cracking me up though when he was like, "Yeah, they didn't tell you these hands hurt." I'm like, "Who is they? Who is they, Trick? Who is the they that you are speaking about right now? Who is it?" And honestly, I know that the match. You know what? What's the next match?
No. You guys in these comments. I feel, oh my god. We didn't want to see, I mean, I don't personally, but yeah, so the next and final matchup was the return of the final boss, Meiko Satomura, teaming up with Roxanne Perez versus Casey Square, Kaden, and Katana Chance. And so they did try to apologize for their shenanigans, but I'm like, a little too late, sis. I'm a petty Betty sometimes, and I like to hold a grudge sometimes. And so I didn't particularly like that they started with them for no reason. And now you want to apologize because you knew who was coming. You knew who was coming, and now you want to have some apologies ready. You should have never started with Roxanne in the first place. She didn't do nothing to you. Okay, Roxanne is trying to live and thrive. Okay, and you guys keep messing with her. Okay, and so I thought this was this is an amazing match because Meiko is just so good. She's so good, and this makes me even more upset that Mandy Rose is supposed to have beat her, and I'm supposed to just believe this. And while I know she didn't, she was the one who got pinned. I was still upset that we had to deal with that nonsense because I'm like, how? Do you see who this is? She's called the final boss for a reason. Okay, she's amazing. She's amazing. And so I thought again this was a solid match. Kaden did knock out Roxanne. I believe there was a running boot into the ropes, and then Katana did like a hanging leg drop, which and then Katana even dived into Roxanne, and there was like a Frankensteiner on Meiko. But I just felt like she's that person. She was amazing. I and to answer that, I don't even know if that's you know I don't even know if they're supposed to be tweeners because I thought they were supposed to be on the good end. So I don't even know. All of a sudden, they was being mean, and I was like, "What is this?" So I don't even know. But I thought it was a really solid match up. But again, she is the final boss for a reason. She's a legend, and I felt like no matter what match she in, it's just always top notch with Meiko. So they did win this matchup. They did come out on top, as I knew they would, because that's what Casey Square deserves for starting in the first place. They feeling a little hate because I wasn't liking their shenanigans. It definitely was mean girl type style like that. I don't do fake and phony. I am who I am as a person, and I'm always like that in general. That's just who I am. I don't do that whole phony stuff, and so I didn't really like it. There was no need to mess with Roxanne. That was enough. So I am so glad Meiko got to come in and do what she did. And so after the matchup, Meiko did challenge Roxanne for the belt, and she agreed to it. And so I think it's going to be a fantastic match. I'm actually really uh looking forward, for it. This is like a rematch, but with the title on the line now, and so I do think this is going to be a really solid. If I hope they let it main event, I'm assuming it's going to be for pay per view. I'm going to hope it makes sense to me, to have it for pay per view. But I think it's going to be a really solid match. With them, I cannot wait, and I'm glad that she said it was an honor because, like, hello, she is definitely a legend. Um, but yeah, really, really solid end to NXT. Again, great match. And I thought like Casey squared this, which I deserved for starting. I was trying, y'all just assume lady was by you just assume Roxanne's by herself because she keep getting beat up with shenanigans. People keep messing with her like she don't got friends. Well, she had a friend in the high place. She had the final boss. Had to let y'all know what it was. And so they can come with those apologies all of a sudden. Too late. A little too late. A little too late. But super awesome main event. I actually really enjoyed it, and I'm actually hyped for this matchup. I don't even know who I'm gonna root for because I love them both. So I don't even know who I'm gonna be going for. It's gonna be like just give me wrestling, you know. But what were your thoughts about this matchup and main event and challenge?
Yeah, no, I really, really did love this match. Like, Meiko is just like, you really just, it's something. But I do agree with SCW. Like, I don't see why this would a main event. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't want to see Bron and Jinder in the main event. I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm good. I'm set. I swear. I think Meiko and Roxanne is definitely the better option, but it's like, do we see Roxanne beating her? That's my worry, because it's got to the point where both times that Meiko has been in any type of match, like in NXT, the regular, not UK, she's lost. So it's like after a while, she's going to lose the credibility of being the final boss. Every time, if you bring the final boss, every time you just lose, it kind of loses that, allure. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe the best outcome would be an interference. I wouldn't be mad at it in this point, because I feel like now Meiko needs some protecting, because it's like you can't keep bringing her just to take losses every time. So I would be okay with maybe Cora getting involved to set up for that stand and deliver match, because I really think it'll be Roxanne and Cora. I think it makes the most sense right now. I can't see anyone else except for Tiffany. Tiffany is someone who's really rising, so I'm like, it's tough. One of those two for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if it's like I that's the thing, because I like Roxanne and I don't think it's time for her to lose the belt yet. But I don't really want Meiko to take a loss either, because she's too good for that. Like I said, I was annoyed for weeks that Mandy beat her, and while I know she wasn't the one who got the pin, it was still a loss on her, and I did not like that. I was a little annoyed. She's too good, you know what I mean, to be losing to like a Mandy Rose. And I know she has fans. I'm just saying, let's call a speed a speed. I don't really think she should be losing either. So the only thing that would make sense to kind of protect them both is if the match is disqualification with regards to somebody interfering and not making her look bad by losing, but also not taking Roxanne's title, because I don't think it's time for her to lose it just yet. She just got it. It's just, she doesn't have it that long yet. But Meiko is too much of a legend to not be winning. So I don't know. I don't know. I just will see. But I do think it's going to be a fantastic match. But I do think, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I'm just talking about now because, the people on that roster, we got to call a spade a spade. She's amazing. And so I mean, it could be putting people over, but it's also like it's who she. I feel like it's who she. If she wasn't losing to some people, I'm like, all right, okay. Like again, the Mandy Rose, I would still be upset about that probably for the rest for but still, because but we'll see. I think it's gonna be a good match. I am excited for it. But yeah, that was NXT this week on good old V Day. So as before, I guess I go to my final list. You tell the people, Twinny, what you got going on and what you have coming up.
All right. So you can find me at Shay Sawyer _ and Shay Sawyer 23 on TikTok. That's important. And you can also catch me on Tuesday directly after NXT for the unpopular review after show. Then on Wednesday, you can catch me. Actually, no, you can't catch me Wednesday anymore because we just had the season finale for the challenge yesterday. So you can't catch me on Wednesday, but you can catch me next week, Thursday, right back here at 7 p.m. with this amazing, if it's this way, then amazing human, and at 5 p.m. as well with another quite exceptional person. That's where you can catch me. And then on Mondays, I have a new episode of the Big Pop Theory podcast every Monday on Spotify. We talk about everything. So definitely pull into that and give a listen. And we do have a Twitter now, so follow the Twitter. It's Big Pop _.
And as for me, I am on most social media platforms and Cat We Trust. E is a 3 on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. My first episode interview of the season will premiere tomorrow. It's literally uploading. But it's premiering tomorrow, so I'm really happy about this particular interview. Because I've been wanting this for a little bit, and so I'm hype about that. So new season of interviews popping off. Finally. I do have some new videos as coming out. March 10th, I will be in the Bronx doing my backstage correspondence. So if you are able to get there, definitely pop up. I do also have some news I cannot announce just yet, but I got it. And so I'm like, okay. And so I'm hyped about that. And so as for Women's Wrestling Talk, you guys definitely check out the website. We've been having super awesome articles for the month of February for some Black content creators in women in the industry, just creating wrestling content. And so that's on the website, www.talkpod.com, as far as even the regular articles we got happening there as well. Thank you, Wilson. Definitely make sure, if you haven't, to make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and to the Twitch so you can see any new videos and reviews and shows, because we have a lot of them coming up. And as always, thank you guys. You guys always make these comments super, super entertaining. We appreciate you guys for always kind of hanging out with us on a Thursday and just making us laugh, because we laughed. So we love you guys. Thank you so much. And we will see you guys next week. Later.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.